Also, when I went to places and I saw a plastic chair, I was scared to sit on it so it could break. So those little things were what got me into I need to lose weight. I always did wanted to lose weight, but I wasn't 100% focused on it. So I did triathlons. I didn't do nutrition.
From 398 pounds to triathlon and ultra distance phenomenon. Today, my guest is going to share his amazing story from extremely obese to extremely motivating all over the world doing his amazing ultra distance activities. Now, you know your girl doesn't know all about this, and that's why we have him here to talk about it. But Jonathan, thank you so much for joining me today on Pop Podcast. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you for the invitation. It's always great to share my story.
So tell me from the beginning, on Pop Podcast, we like to keep it real. We like to keep it raw, so hold nothing back. What do you think got you to, and I know that we were talking a little bit off camera and you had said that you think you were a little bit over 390 pounds. You had already started working out when you weighed yourself. What do you think got you there? Can we talk about that?
Sure. So mostly I think that I never had a health issue related to obesity. So every time I got my blood analysis, everything was good. I still had an active life. I still do triathlon with that weight. So the weight wasn't something holding me back. So I guess I never saw it as a problem or anything like that. So it was mostly when I started trying to buy clothes. I couldn't find it on the stores. When I went traveling, the seatbelt of the plane didn't buckle up. So when I started seeing those things was what got me to, okay, I need to start losing weight. I need to find a solution for it.
So that's crazy. You were doing triathlons at over 300 pounds?
Yes.
Wow, So that's crazy. And your blood came back good. Everything came back good. It was more aesthetically that you started feeling uncomfortable with clothes and the seatbelt.
Exactly. Also, when I went to places and I saw a plastic chair, I was scared to sit on it so it could break. So those little things were what got me into I need to lose weight.
So take me to what did you start doing first? Because now I'm curious, you were doing triathlons and stuff. So what did you switch in your regimen to start losing the weight?
So I always did wanted to lose weight, but I wasn't 100% focused on it. So I did triathlons. I didn't do nutrition. So as I did all those exercise, I still ate normal. So that's why I didn't lose weight. And even though sometimes I tried to get the right nutrition, it was way too hard for me because of the exercise. So finding a nutritionist that would be able to match the caloric deficit that I did on exercise was hard because not all nutritionists understand the amount of exercise we do in triathlon. So they made a huge caloric deficit. I could burn up to 2,000 calories in a workout. And when I went to a dietitian, they made me a 1,000 calorie diet. So it's a huge difference. So it was way too hard. And that's why I chose a bariatric surgery because it was something that would limit me on eating. And I went with their nutritionist on the first couple of months. So everything was going right.
So did you have to lose weight before you had your bariatric surgery? And also tell us what kind of bariatric surgery you had.
So I got the gastric sleeve. I did triathlon all my life. So when I called them, I asked them if I did. So I was trying from the beginning. So I was trying to get a appointment on Puerto Rico, but the wait list was for about 2 years. And they wanted 6 months of a nutritionist. They wanted, I think, a psychological evaluation, a whole lot of tests and everything. So I found it too much of a hassle, and also it was expensive. So I found this doctor online at Mexico, and I called them and I told them I want to get the sleeve and when's the soonest I could get. And he told me that was mid-March, and he said April 2nd. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I asked them if I have to lose weight, and they say it would help, but it's not necessary. What I couldn't do was gain weight. And they told me that the most common thing of people before bariatric surgery is that they want to eat those things they like that they know they wouldn't eat, and that would make me gain weight. So to please don't do that. And I didn't do that. So on those 2 weeks, about 5 to 6 pounds, somewhere like that.
Just from stopping eating those things that you knew you wouldn't be able to eat after the surgery.
And doing the diet they gave me was mostly salad and chicken, and no alcohol at all, no sodas, no Coke, nor anything like that, nor nothing like that.
What was the hardest part for you in that part?
I think alcohol.
Okay.
So yeah, I was here in Puerto Rico. It's pretty common to celebrate everything going out and with alcohol. It's pretty normal of our culture.
Yeah.
So I had to stop with that completely. And yeah, was drinking about 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So
I've been like sober for almost 2 years in March, but I lived in Mexico for 7 years. And when you're sad, you drink. When you're happy, you drink. Everything. You drink. It's like tequila,
yes.
tequila. And I guess in Puerto Rico, it's rum, right?
Yes, mostly rum and beer.
Rum and beer, yeah. So for those few weeks, you cut out those things, and then you went to Mexico and you had your surgery. Tell me what that was like. You started working with their nutritionist, or did they give you a plan? How did that work?
Yes, they gave me a plan and I just followed it. I knew the risk of going to Mexico. The biggest risk was that the doctor is in Mexico. So time zones were different. In case an emergency happened, it's very probable that they won't be able to reply. So I knew that I had to follow it 100% as it was prescribed. So I did that. Also, I did that. I still do it. The nutrition, everything as perfect as possible. So that was the biggest challenge. After that, once I got to Mexico, it was everything amazing. A driver picked us up at the airport. We went straight to the hospital. At first, we were scared because I really didn't do a good research. I didn't know exactly where the hospital was or anything like that. But once we got to the hospital, it was everything like a hotel. It was amazing. When you got there, the seats were big seats. So the hospital was done thinking that big people would be there. So doors were bigger, seats were bigger. Even the seats for the person that's with you, it's also a big chair and comfortable. So once you get those first second, you start feeling very comfortable there.
So tell me what it was like after the surgery, like the first 3 months. What changed for you, and mentally, how did you do? Like, how did you feel? Because sometimes I hear from patients that because they start losing weight so fast, sometimes mentally it does take a toll. But what was your experience with that?
So it didn't took too much of a toll mentally because I did triathlons. Mostly it was with the sport that kept me going. I really wanted to do good times on triathlon. And I knew the slimmer I am, the better I'll do. So once they gave me the green light to start doing walks, about 2 weeks I could walk more than an hour as exercise. So I started doing that and going walking every day. And it was about 6 weeks. I told him that I need to go back to training. I can't wait more. And I asked him if I could. And he told me how the incisions were and how it's everything. And I said, everything feels good. I feel great. I don't feel any pain at all. And he told me that, yeah, you could go train at zone 5, heart rate, whatever you want to do. And I started training and training. And yeah, everything was focused to training and having a great nutrition. The communication with them was great. So everything went perfect.
You know what I'm gathering is like that your mindset for triathlons, because honey, I cannot even stay on the Stairmaster for like more than 20 minutes, okay? So like, and then I think I was like running for 40 minutes max. So like for you to do this long distance all your life, you already have like this mental strength, no? Because I feel like It reminds me of like this guy, his name is David Goggins. I'm sure you know who that is.
I know
Like,
it.
yeah, like he is just like, you can't hurt me. Like my mind is so strong. And I feel like you have to have that mindset to do these ultra distances, these triathlons. Cause I was even showing my husband you. I was like, he be swimming, he be running, he do all that, you know? And I mean, I can doggy paddle and that's about it. So it's like, it's amazing. And I feel like that mental strength, just like you said, it really helped you because there must have been times, like small times, where it felt like, were I'll ask you, were there times where you were like, man, I really love a drink, or I'd really love this thing, and then it was the triathlons or the ultra distances that gave you like, no, I have a goal?
So those months, one, I drank before alcohol. So once I got the green light also to drink, I went out and drank. I did
Okay.
have alcohol, but I started getting better, and I started to be noticing more about my body. When we train for ultra distances, and I'm training for a ultra distance triathlon in March, we have to be aware of every single detail on our body. It's like we have to get our body to be 100% efficient. And there's things that I didn't notice before when I drank that I started noticing. Like I started to feel weak, not just the day after it because of the hangover, but about 3 days after it.
Wow.
So also I couldn't focus the same on repeats workouts or interval workouts. I couldn't focus the same. So I started noticing those little things, and that's when I started drinking way less. I still have a drink on special occasions or something like that, but it could be about 1 or 2 drinks a month instead of going drinking 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So I do still have those moments when I want to drink, mostly when we feel very stressful or when something great happens. Like I just finished my last 70.3 Ironman distance, and I did great, and I did
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
saw
go.
that.
So, but I didn't do it because I knew that if I added to the tired I was after that race, and then I go drinking and be more dehydrated, it would take a toll on my body for, if normally it would take about 3 days, if I did that, it could take about 5 to 7 days. So I didn't went out and drink, and it's getting easier from now on. So, but yes, I still do have those moments. And now it's Christmas time, so maybe on New Year I'll have drink, or on Christmas if there's a family gathering or something like that. But nothing like getting drunk or something like that.
So there are going to be people watching this that are on both sides. Like they haven't had their surgery yet and they're thinking about it, and they've had their surgery already. And I'm sure they've reached out to you, you know, and they're struggling a bit. What would your message be to the ones that are thinking about having their surgery?
So if I could do the surgery before, I would do it. It's not too much of a big deal how they say it is. It's really just a, my surgery lasted about 30 minutes, and I was about more than 50 BMI. So I wasn't a surgery he could do fast, and it took 30 minutes. So maybe they say the range is 20 minutes. They take them 20 minutes. So it's a pretty simple surgery. What's hard is the aftercare, but most, at least my surgeon, and I think that most surgeons will give you a set of instructions. Just follow it 100%. Just follow it. And the good thing about the bariatric surgery, you're going to see results pretty fast, like way too fast than what you imagined. And it's pretty good. Like looking in the mirror, now sometimes I went by the mirror and I take a picture of myself. So you're gonna see those hard work pay off, and way before than what you think. So yeah, just that. Just be focused that that work is gonna pay off, and follow the instructions 100%. Like don't go to eat that piece of sweet that you like, or have a drink, or maybe I still don't eat fried food, nothing at all. And I saw results, and I'm still seeing results even though I lost 200 pounds. And also, like, get into sport. That's been my anchor. So if I don't see results on weight loss, I see it on sport, in the sport. So in my case, I chose triathlon, but there's a lot of other sports. Even going to the gym So running is a simple sport. You just need a pair of sneakers. So you don't need to do it competitively. You don't need to sign up for 5Ks or 10Ks, but just do something of sport. At least 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. That'll work.
I love that. And what about the person who has had surgery but maybe is plateauing because they don't have a sport and they don't have, like, in a way, your sport is like your support system in a way. So, what would you say to those people?
There Try different sports. Like, it's okay to just go one time. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But there's a whole lot of sports. So the most common and easier would be a gym. Most people will have a gym 30 minutes from their home. Try it. If you don't like it, just try running, or you could try swimming, or maybe cycling. There's lots of sports. Keep trying, and you'll find one that you like.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for taking the time and speaking with us today. I know that so many people are going to be inspired by your story. I definitely was, and I learned something new, which I love. And if you are watching this and you have questions for Jonathan, I'll make sure I get his email and put it in the link, whatever, so you can reach out to him directly. Or I'll also put a link to his Instagram profile. I know that he tries to get to people that ask him questions as much as he can. He is busy traveling the world and running these ultra distances and these amazing things. But if you or anyone you know is looking to have bariatric surgery, share this episode with them. Let them know that there are amazing stories of success, that some of the stories that we hear about, these bad experiences, they're not the only thing that exists. And we will see you next time on Pop Podcast.